your first thought when you wake up? Is it that you really enjoy life, that you're looking forward to the day? Or is it that today is just another day and it's ho hum, exact same thing that happened yesterday, and you're just not really finding the happiness and joy and fulfillment in your everyday life? So if you woke up that way today and you woke up that way yesterday, you're caught in a cycle. You're caught in a cycle that's saying, this is my identity, this is the person that I am. And the way to change that is to actually expand into discomfort. And I want to talk about that today. I'd like to welcome you to Unleashing Happiness. I am your host, Cecilia Hendricks, and I am extremely excited that you are here. And if you are having the kind of start to your Monday that is the start to almost every single Monday that you have, that is not feeling happy, joy, fulfillment, and like you're looking forward to the day, I want to talk today about how your areas of discomfort are actually what you need to step into in order to actually live a life that you truly love. This podcast is designed to teach you how to change your habits, change your mindset, and actually change your life. A few years ago, I was stuck in the cycle that I'm talking about. There was many areas of my life that I loved a lot, but then some that I just felt like I was not figuring it out and I wanted more. My financial situation wasn't in the best spot. I had friendships and other relationships that I felt were on rocky ground. I didn't know how to set boundaries. I didn't know how to emotionally regulate or regulate my nervous system. And I felt like I was just seeking something and I didn't know how to find it. I stumbled upon law of attraction and law of assumption principles and really got heavily into that type of community, but found quickly that it was creating a cycle of toxic positivity and I was getting nowhere. I was just going in circles. I didn't understand how to remain focused. I didn't understand how to keep my moods in check. I thought that it meant that I had to be happy all the time and that no matter what was going on, I had to constantly be on this like high vibration or else I wasn't going to get the things that I wanted and I wasn't going to have the life that I wanted. And it kind of created a little bit more stress in my life than I even had before. And it was frustrating because then at that point, it also created self-frustration where I was like, you're just not able to figure this out. Why can't you get this done? By the grace of God, I had this moment where it just hit me that I needed to look at who I wanted to be. I started reading a bunch of books and I really landed on a few that I'm going to quote today. And one is from Dr. Joe Dispenza, who talks about breaking the habit of being yourself. And there was something about that book that really clicked to me that I was like, wow, what are the habits that I'm maintaining? I do wake up the same way every morning. I do go through the same thoughts on my drive into work. I do go through the same thoughts when I'm hanging out in my kitchen. I do have the same even like physical activity behaviors that are continuing to confirm this person that I kind of don't want to be anymore. It wasn't that I didn't love myself. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy many areas of my life, but I didn't want to continue some of these cycles. I had mental arguments with my loved ones quite often, tended to see more of the negativity in my daily interactions with people overall and people like at work or the relationships that I had, my friends that I had, and I didn't want to continue that. And I was like, okay, so how do I break this? And I found this process that I set up for myself of going through how to identify what I want, what that would feel like to have it, and I figured out what it would feel like to have it by listing out what that person's life would look like. If I were this ideal self, what would I be doing? And I don't mean that I started going to the store and like just spending thousands of dollars on a credit card because I wanted to be wealthy. But I did think, okay, if I was living this life that I really loved, would I wake up and spend an hour just scrolling on my phone? No, I'd have other things to do. Would I look in the mirror and put down my physical body? No, I'd love myself because I would look fantastic and I would take care of the physical body that I have. I have mental arguments in my head with my boss or a client or a relationship like my husband or a friend. No, that's not something that I would be doing. Would I be sitting on the couch and just scrolling Instagram for hours and hours a day? Nope, sure would not be doing that either. And so I started to think about what are the things that I would do and what are the things that I would not do. And I got very clear on what this would look like. If I was my ideal self, how would this look? How would I behave? I had to become really honest with myself about the fact that I was continuing behaviors that were in complete misalignment with the person that I wanted to be. They were actually in opposition of who I wanted to be. And so I just started to decide, how can I change these habits? How can I start to expand into this person that I want to be? And that goes for mental, your kind of like emotional thoughts and feelings that you have, and also your physical actions and habits. From the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe writes, just as with habitual thoughts, habitual actions also make up your own unique, undesirable states of mind. You are influenced to behave in memorized ways by the very emotion that has conditioned your body to be your mind. This is who you are when you go unconscious. And then you find yourself sitting on the couch, eating potato chips with the remote control in one hand and a cigarette in the other. However, just a few hours before, you proclaimed that you were going to get in shape and stop all self-destructive behaviors. And it occurred to me as I'm reading this book, honestly more than once, that I had self-destructive behaviors. And I had ones that I was not paying attention to. And so, of course, one of the first steps is to become aware. You can only change something once you're aware of it. And I want to caveat that this is not an exercise in beating yourself up. It's not one in being frustrated in the position that you're in right now, because you have this amazing gift to actually change your life. You can change the person that you are. You can change these mental thoughts that you have. You can improve and change any relationship that you have. You can truly transform into a life that you find fulfillment, that you have happiness, and that you have joy. And it is available and deserving to every single person listening. It is there for everyone. Sometimes you just need to learn how to actually focus on it. And that was the next part that I had to learn. How do I remain focused on this new person that I want to be? This new version of myself, my true self, truly. Like sometimes I always say, oh, you're becoming the new version of you. And it's not always that it's a new version. It's just the true version of yourself. We are all deserving of being happy and joyful, and to actually live a life that we enjoy, and to go do the things that we want to do, and to not feel like just beat down every single day. And if you're anything like I was back then, it's like I didn't have much energy. To be perfectly honest with you, my house was kind of a mess. I didn't keep up on things. I felt like I was constantly behind. I was procrastinating at work and in my personal life, and it would just all start to snowball on me until I was completely overwhelmed and frustrated and frazzled, and I had to find a way out. I figured there has to be something better than this for every single day. This cannot be what I'm here for. I loved being a mother. I still love being a mother. I talk about that a lot here. My children are my freaking everything. I adore them. And I wanted to be better, not only for me, but also for them. I wanted them to be like, oh, I'm learning really great skills from my mother. This is being shown to me and taught to me through her life. This is how I become emotionally resilient. This is how I have a growth mindset. This is how we overcome and become the person that we want to be. And that they really understood that the world was their oyster and they had everything available to them. But I also wanted to make sure that I enjoyed my life. I did not want to get to the end of my life and be like, man, I wish I had just done a little bit more for me. I wish that I had been there more for myself. As much as I love my children, I can only give them as much as what I actually have. And the only way that I have more to give is if I'm giving it to myself. No one external from you can do this for you. It truly is an inside job. You have to figure out how to take care of yourself. And I'm going to teach my children, through me taking care of myself, how to take care of themselves. This is teaching emotional intelligence. This is teaching resilience. This is teaching how to truly take care of you so that you can be better for all of those that are around you. When I take care of myself, I'm a better parent, I'm a better partner, I'm a better friend. I'm able to be there more for those that I love because I feel good. I have so much more to give. My home is clean. My financial situation is phenomenally better. I enjoy the work that I do. I get to work with other people and help them expand into who they want to be. It's absolutely amazing. If you're listening today, I want the same for you. I want you to be able to live a life that you truly love. And I know that sometimes some of the part that's hard in doing that is remaining focused. How do you learn all of these pieces, but also remain focused day after day so that you don't fall into your old habits? Because it's easy to say, okay, I need to create new habits, but man, that brain is going to hold on to those other ones, and it's going to be very uncomfortable for you to expand. Your mind is going to start to make you question, is this really what I want? Do I really want to do this? It's going to be so much easier if I just start tomorrow. Or, ooh, I should really start on the first of the month. Or maybe I should start on Monday, have a fresh new week. Those are all procrastination tools, and they're all designed to keep you within your own comfort zone. And we are expanding outside of that comfort zone. And it may feel quite stressful, but you actually learn and expand through this type of stress. And we're going to talk about that here in a bit as well. But this is the way that you grow. This is the way that you become this person that you want to be. If you're seeking a way to be able to do this and remain focused, I have a 6-week course coming up. It's launching on September 16th. It is live trainings and live workshops. You'll have the ability to ask questions. We'll have a discussion group. You'll get worksheets. You'll get videos. You'll get content to make sure that you are able to remain focused and truly start thriving in your life, but in very practical ways, right? This is a practical guide to you truly changing your life. And we're going to get together for 6 weeks and make sure that every single week you are not only learning new skills, but you're learning the habits to match those skills to become this new person. And then you get the community support to make sure that you're able to expand past your own personal discomforts. This is launching on September 16th. You do not want to miss it. You can actually find out information on my website under courses, ceciliahendricks.com, and I'll leave the link down below. This is truly designed to make sure that we are connected and that you outline what this looks like for you and how to actually remain focused. So for 6 weeks, you go over how to actually remain focused, how to set up your day for success, and how to change the daily habits you have that are confirming the person that you are so that you can step into this true self that is more happy, more fulfilled, feels more joy, and just wakes up living a life that they feel like they get to do instead of have to do. I've spent so much time trying to figure out, how do I take this information that I have and put it into a way that people can follow along? I'm going to be the first one to tell you that if you do not want to sign up for the course and instead you want to do this on your own, you can absolutely do that. Do not get me wrong. I have shared everything that you need to do, tons of exercises, tons of journal prompts across my YouTube channel and this podcast. You have all the information that you need, but I found that a lot of times what people need is they need that area of focus, the area to say, okay, I'm going to join this live session. I'm going to work together on this. We're going to do a workshop to get together with other people, although it is going to be anonymous. I will not be showing participants, just so you know. But one of the things that I wanted people to do is be like, I want to have this connection with a community, and I want it in a very easy to follow guide. Here's what you do week 1. Here's what you do week 2, etc. And each week builds on the other. And it tells you exactly, here's the things that we're going to work on. Here's the information that you need. Now let's work together to identify how you're going to build that out into your life. It is truly transformational. I cannot freaking wait. I am so excited about this. I have been working on this for a really long time because I truly wanted to make sure that anybody that signed up felt like they were getting the most value for any dollar that they spend. Part of having that community and making sure that we're coming together and that you have the support that you need is so that you can manage how it feels, like if there's stressful type of feelings that come up as you're expanding, that you have a community that you can rely on and that you can ask questions about it, right? Like, I'm feeling this way. How do I overcome this? I'm struggling in this area. How do I overcome? So I wanted to make sure that there was a way to get personalized information, which is why the courses classes and the trainings are going to be live. So I want to make sure that people are able to ask what they need to ask, that we're talking about the real life issues that you're having expanding into the self, because it can create feelings of stress. And some stress is actually good. It is what supports us in a growth mindset. It's what allows us to expand into the person that we want to be. The book Rewire, which as a side note, I'll have a link to all of the books that I'm quoting from down below if you would like to order them. They're definitely some favorites of mine, or else I wouldn't be quoting them. So I absolutely love them. So those will be down below. But in Rewire, she says stress plays an adaptive and positive role in facilitating personal growth and success in challenging situations. When managed appropriately, acute stress contributes to heightened productivity and effective decision-making skills. Life is full of challenges, and adapting to these challenges often involves a certain degree of stress. Sometimes that challenge is you overcoming the person that you keep confirming that you are. Each day, your habits, your emotional reactions, the feelings that you have, the things that you lean into, they are all confirming this person that you are. And your brain is going to work at actually continuing to confirm the person that you are. So in other words, let's say that you're struggling in your current relationship, like with your spouse, and each day you feel like all that they do is purposely do things to get on your nerves. They don't put their dish away properly. They don't tuck in the chair. They don't ever do anything that you want them to just do. Now, take a look. Have you actually communicated in a respectful and non-attacking way that these are your needs? We'll talk about that in a different episode. But once you start paying attention to all the negativity, they never compliment me. They're always putting me down. They don't put their dish in the dishwasher. Your mind will start to hyper focus on the things to confirm that you're correct. Yes, your spouse is awful. They don't ever do anything for you. And then you won't notice the wonderful things that they do for you, or the things about them that you fell in love with in the first place. Like maybe when they know that you have a headache, they run you a bubble bath. But to you, that has become mundane. That's not even noticed as an act of service or an act of love for you, because you are so focused on the negative. Maybe each night they take out the trash and put the trash bins out to make sure the trash can pick it up. But that's not something you notice. They do that all the time. They don't put their dish in the sink or in the dishwasher. And I'm not saying that stuff's not frustrating and that you can never get annoyed. But when you become so hyper focused on that, that's what your brain is going to confirm to you. And it's the same for anything else. If you wake up every day and say, I'm exhausted. I slept all night, but I just feel like crap. I wake up every morning exhausted. Your mind's like, oh, we're tired. We better freaking focus on being tired. The same when you create a mindset that making money has to be hard, or finding love is difficult and no one will ever love you. And you go to these absolute extremes of what you cannot have. Well, now your brain is going to confirm that to you. Life is going to confirm it to you. It's going to continue coming back to you that yes, it is hard. Your life is hard and you're constantly tired and you don't have the support that you need. But there is a way to break out of this cycle. And look, this doesn't mean that you have to just be kumbaya about every single thing that anybody does because you can only see the positive. That's the toxic positivity talking. You can still say, hey, I'm frustrated that you didn't put your dish in the dishwasher. Like I unload that and now you're leaving it in the sink. It's making me feel like I've got more work, or I'm feeling underappreciated because I unload the dishwasher every morning and dishes are still left in the sink instead of placed in the dirty dishwasher. I need you to please take your dish and put it in the dishwasher. To learn those, you change your mindset is that you can do both. You can share a frustration or an overwhelm while still recognizing a lot of the positive aspects, either within your relationship, within yourself, just within your life. And that's part of learning and growing. But it will be very uncomfortable. When you start to change these habits of the person that you are, you're actually growing and you're expanding, and you're starting to change the way that your mind thinks and what your mind focuses on. And that can be very, very uncomfortable. And so part of that is learning how to continue to remain focused and apply all of these tools practically into your everyday life. Because if you can't apply them practically into your everyday life, then it becomes these like moments of almost desperation that you're trying to get them to work. And it's like, well, hold on now, this is not really doing anything, because instead the feeling that you're generating is desperation. I desperately need my life to change. I desperately need something new, and I can't figure out how to get there. And so that's part of learning as well. How can you take the stress and expand into the person that you want to be? How can you recognize these challenges and these feelings as a good thing, right? How can you learn how to say, man, I feel really uncomfortable. That is freaking awesome. I'm going to do something today that makes me feel uncomfortable, even to the smallest of scale. One of the most uncomfortable feelings that is almost kind of embarrassing to admit, if I'm going to be honest, was not getting on my phone in the morning. Oh my goodness gracious, did that drive me nuts? I would constantly wake up and just grab my phone. And then I would spend most of my morning drinking coffee and scrolling my phone. And I love coffee. And I wasn't even enjoying the coffee because I was so focused on my phone. And that doesn't even go into, and we'll talk about this in another episode, today is not the time, but the fact that when you do that, you're getting these like kind of fake dopamine hits, right? And it's this low level of it. And so it actually hurts your motivation for the rest of the day. It hurts your focus for the rest of the day to start your day like that. And I would also wake up already thinking of the things that I dreaded for the day, especially if I had to go to work, if I'm going to be honest. And I was like, man, I don't want to live like this. If I'm not enjoying my job, why am I there? Even on some sort of scale, are there things that I enjoy? Is there something that I can do for myself just so that I feel more fulfilled each day? Like, this cannot be all that there is. And I learned very quickly that it is not. Like, I wish that for a moment through this microphone, I could just like send you some of my energy so that you could feel it and be like, man, I could feel like that every day. That's amazing, because I feel so much better as a human being. And yes, the things in life that have come along with it are absolutely remarkable, but the feeling is actually the best. And learning how to create that feeling within changes the entire world that you have. If you have any questions about today's episode, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is unleashinghappiness@ceciliahendricks.com. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, you can also always leave them in the comments. Absolutely. Always happy to answer the questions and to hear from you. Sometimes the messages that you send honestly bring tears to my eyes. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you are having a beautiful, beautiful week and that you have a great start to your Monday. If you are in the US, happy Labor Day. I hope that you enjoy, and make sure that you check out the 6-week course, Focused and Thriving, your practical guide to life transformation, because I promise you, it is truly going to be transformational, and I cannot wait. I know that the people that will join are meant to join. I know the ones that are thinking right now, I think I should do this. I think I should check this out. I think I should get it done, are truly the ones that need to be there. And it's going to be the best group of people I could possibly imagine. I cannot freaking wait. I'm so excited about this. So have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will be back.